starting lineup. Right.
That is, I mean, him standing next to that first baseman is funny as hell.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back out to CarSheild Field for tonight's nightcap of the G.A.C. North Classic, pitting the St. Charles West Warriors. There it is. That shouldn't have been hard. We've had Warriors all day. And the Orchard Farm Eagles. We're going to get some starting lineups here as we see the umpires at the plate. And we'll get going for tonight's game. For the visiting Orchard Farm Eagles, leading off will be the pitcher, number 24, Max Kelch. In the 2-hole, number 27, playing shortstop, Bryce Daniel. In the 3-hole, number 44, you know this guy, you know him, you love him, don't you, Mitch?
I know who it is if it's the same 44 that I have on my team. So
go ahead.
Titus Fisher. Titus Fisher.
The Titus Fisher. Playing left field. Number 12 in right field in the 4-hole, Blake Dittmeyer. In the 5-hole, number 8, the DH, Brady Rosenberg. In the 6-hole, the number 4 behind the dish, Blake Hallra. In the 7-hole, number 13, playing third base, Ty Thorpe. In the 8-hole, number 6, playing first base, Matt Lebeck. In the 9-hole, number 3, playing second base, Nolan Spaeth. In center field, Lucas Hankey will be number 2. Lucas Hankey will be playing defense as Rosenberg will be DHing for him today. For the home team, St. Charles West Tribe. I said tribe because it's on their jersey. Warriors. Leading off, number 3, the pitcher. Look at that, back to back there. That's interesting. Both pitchers are leading off. Brody Anderson. In the 2-hole, number 4, playing left field, Drew Volkel. In the 3-hole, number 27, the shortstop, Brennan Garing. In the 4-hole, the first baseman, number 22, Brody Kilker. In the 5-hole, number 1, in center field, Matt Box. In the 6-hole, number 9, playing third base, Anson Disselhorst, another Disselhorst. They've been hanging around St. Charles West a while. In the 7-hole, number 10, behind the dish, Nick Bueller. In the 8-hole, number 6, the DH, Adam Kalk. In the 9-hole, number 34, Caden Eilertz. I believe that's how you'd pronounce that. Eilertz, looks like it. And he will be in right field. Or no, yeah, no, hang on. I got to find that again. I messed that up, kids. He's at second base. And playing in right field is Hunter Cambrun, who Adam Kalk will be DHing for. That's our starting lineups for today. Mitch, what are you expecting out of tonight's ballgame?
Well, I think both teams want to take it to each other. There are a lot of familiarity amongst the two teams, who they play for in the summer and just various levels of competition and who's going to be the best in kind of that St. Charles area. So I'm excited about this one. You're correct. That's not often that you see the starting pitchers also hit leadoff. I think that's a big thing, but that's also saying they're getting it done on the offensive side too. So
right,
not only are they doing it on the mound, but they're also doing it at the dish. But I'm excited. I want to keep this as even keeled as I can.
Oh, mercy.
I know that as a doing some commentary that I'm supposed to be neutral.
Right.
So I'm going to try to do my best not to get too excited.
Defensively, As we see the battery mates, Brody Anderson, Nick Bueller. First base, Brady Kilker. Second base is Caden Eilerts. Third base, Anson Disselhorst. At the shortstop, Brennan Garing. And center field, Matt Box. Left field, Drew Volkel. Right field, Hunter Cambrone. That's our defensive setup. Getting ready here for Max Kelch to lead it off here for this Orchard Farm team.
I think the top 3 for Orchard Farm is going to be a problem today.
Broke off the spinner right off the
first
get.
pitch. Here you go, bud.
Might as well do it again.
I think this is one of those situations like you're going to start the game on. You might as well throw it at least 2 more times.
I think that's what we're going to see a lot out of Anderson here. And evidently true with 3 breaking pitches, all strikes. Kelch sits down after swinging through the last one.
I was doing a little reconnaissance before the game, and Orchard Farm's got 5 lefties in the game today.
Oh, wow.
So,
and he starts off Bryce Daniel with a fastball. Wow. Unpredictability. Does it again, misses outside 1-1. That's interesting, Mitch.
well, we saw it yesterday. We saw a lot of breaking pitches yesterday, and the arms being, and maybe it's just kind of pitching backwards. It's typical fastball. High school, it's like fastball, fastball, fastball. See 6 or 7 of them, and then you see a breaking ball. I think these kids are in a lot better shape than some of the pitchers I played against and with, with the off-season training that happens now.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The count full to Bryce Daniel.
There's a lot of players on this field I've got a lot of history with from when they played 10, 11U.
Good pitch. Got him on the spin.
That sun's going to be a problem today over there. You seen the left fielder and third baseman, their throwdowns.
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
That sun on the left side is going to be tough for a little bit. So that's back-to-back Ks to start this game for Anderson. I like the pace of the pitcher. We saw that yesterday with Hollingsworth, man. Get the ball and get. And that's what we're seeing here. Titus Fisher at the plate, 0-2 quickly. Fastball misses way upstairs.
I like the sound of that mitt.
He's got a little juice on it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I always try and think up different ways to say it. A little ice on the cookie. A little icing on the cookie.
I was going to say, I don't want ice on the cookie.
Icing. I should have said, icing. Because the new crumbles and all the stuff. So, it's good, right? A little icing on the cookie.
I'm a sweets guy, buddy. You could throw cake on the cookie.
Wow. Mr. Anderson. Should we call him Neo?
Dad, I was hoping you would there. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson strikes out the side. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. Orchard Farm 0, St. Charles West coming up. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. All right, let's go. Folks, our first player spotlight for today's contest is the pitcher right out there, Max Kelch. 1-1 on the young season, but kind of gives you goosebumps. 2 starts, 2 complete games, and he's got a 1.08 ERA. That's ERA, an ERA. A 1.38 WHIP and a 281 OBA. He's got a 1.08 ERA, but the batting average is a little high. That's interesting, Mitch.
Well, that's either good. I mean, credit to defense, maybe.
Yeah.
Ground ball double play.
I got you. I love that. It's a good call, bro. Good call. That's why they don't call him the best color man in the business for nothing. That's true. So our player spotlight, Max Kelch, brought to you by, presented by, whichever you want to take. Youth Baseball Midwest. Check us out, Youth Baseball Midwest on YouTube, Spotify, audio only, Spreaker. We got socials. Subscribe while you're here. We appreciate the support. Thank you very much for everybody tuning in today to our G.A.C. North Classic. 3 games, nightcap here. Anderson down 0-2 quickly to start this game. Or start this inning.
Yeah, in the past we've seen lots here in this situation. We've had a lot of St. Charles West games.
Yeah.
My microphone was off. It's my fault.
So, a little deja vu here,
It's called returning the favor.
I guess.
Mike Rose, returning the favor. Ooh, I might be getting in trouble for that.
Andrew Vogel now at the plate. Another lefty.
So think about this for just the Bueller, Vogel, Max Kelch all played with Nolan Sism growing up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, all these boys had played together. That's how I know them pretty well, is because they were all on that Sism tribe team that we had.
That was a good baseball team then, wasn't it?
They had to make some decisions because there was some young men on that team that needed kind of a different route, and obviously
Right.
Nolan went more to the national side.
And it'll separate itself, right?
Yeah, and it does. It usually
Yeah.
does at this age group, and you see that at the 14U, it starts to change, and then especially in high school, it really changes.
3-0 to Vogel. Gets the strike. 3-1. Three balls, 2 strikes. You know, St. Charles just won again today. They're 4-0. You have these 2 teams right behind them here. It's, I think, a 3-team race. And a ground ball. The first baseman,
Oh, he can run.
Lambeck, making a tough play because Kelch standing there watching the game, and his first baseman turned to look and goes, "Oh, I got to go." And Vogel can run. That was a good play by Matt Lebeck there at first base for Orchard Farm to get the out.
That's always one of those plays as a base runner that makes me real nervous and diving in the head first
Yeah.
at the bag. I'd like to see you run through, but I think it's more of a safety thing for me. I don't know if it speeds you up, slows you down.
Yeah.
I'm sure sports science can do something on that,
But the old PFP almost let Orchard, or the lack of PFP almost let Orchard Farm down there a little bit. Oh, that ball is hammered into the night and gone. Brennan Garing greets Max Kelch on the first pitch with a solo bomb. This young man can flat swing it. St. Charles West takes an early 1-0 lead on the home run by Brennan Garing.
I'm not even sure if he got all that either. There's a reason why he's going to play at the level he is, that's for sure.
That's the second home run I've seen from this young man this season at East. They threw him a fastball when they were up 4-1 with 2 men on, and he just deposited it just like that. Tied the game. That's when Coach Allen was talking about earlier. They lost in extras but by 1 run, but it was Garing that tied it up in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, how big was that play there at first base?
Huge for Orchard Farm.
Yeah.
Kept the base runner off. Man.
I wanted just a real quick score update.
Yeah.
That we were paying attention to. Union was down to Pacific 2-1. End up coming back to win that game 4-3.
Union on the comeback 4-3 over Pacific. That's a huge game right there.
Yeah, walked them off.
Wow. Congrats to the Wildcats. That's a good baseball team, Mitch. Both those. Pacific, especially with Collier on the mound, good teams. Union is definitely one of the top teams in the state right now at the Class 5 level. They're playing good baseball.
Yeah, we had some gems. Southern Boone beat Fatima 5-4.
Oh, wow.
That was close.
That was another one of our must-see games. Strike 3. Caught him on the inside corner. We're going to get back to Mitch here when we come back. I want to get some more updates on scores around the state, especially our must-see games. We're going to the top of the second inning score, 1-0 St. Charles West.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
We appreciate LPA for sponsoring our G.A.C. Classic today. I knew that. We appreciate Legacy Performance Academy sponsoring our G.A.C. North Classic today. Maximize your performance with Legacy Performance Academy. We got our second player spotlight we're going to get to, and then we're going to get to some scores around here, especially our must-see games. Got some finals coming in today. Starting pitcher here, Brody Anderson for the St. Charles West Warriors. And a ball, first pitch, swinging.
That's efficient.
Blake Didmeyer. 1 pitch, 1 out. Baseball economics, that's the way you do that. 4-3 on the ground out if you're scoring at home. Right, Mitch?
That's efficient.
I like that.
Efficient, effective.
Not only is Brody Anderson pitching well, he's also hitting .333 on the season. Getting on base pretty well, 467. But on the mound, this young man has got, he's 1-1, 3 starts. He's got a 3.59 ERA, 13 2/3 innings pitched. From that left side, Mitch, it's just tough. A 1.83 whip. He's got an OBA of 270. So he's probably got 8 walks, 11 Ks, which isn't horrible. But he seems very efficient here so far in this game. Yeah,
obviously having some background with Brody and kind of understanding his road because, last year he wasn't a regular for St. Charles West, and so he's now finally getting that opportunity. But, you have one bad start early in the year, it can kind of lead to those high numbers. He's the one that beat Warrenton.
Yep.
And so as of late, he's been locked in, both at the dish and on the mound.
Well, my friend, that's his 4th K in 5 batters. So it's an impressive start. And you got Blake Hallra, the young catcher, sophomore for Orchard Farm, at the plate now. This is a large human being for
just a sophomore, right? Just a sophomore?
15, 16 years old, yeah.
Not even probably able to drive.
Right?
I'm going to go on a limb and say that he's not going to have a Fiat. So
needs the Chevy Blazer.
Buick LeSabre. That's what I'm going to guess his first car is going to be.
Oh, you got the Cruise Mobile.
Yeah,
right
19
there,
like a
LeSabre.
1999 Buick LeSabre.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And then bad boys coast too. You hit a bump, it's like they got the air shocks in them.
2-2. Oh, 3-2. Excuse me. 3-2 pitch. Doesn't get the call there. And the base on balls. So Halrazon, first base runner here for Orchard Farm. Ty Thorpe at the plate, the third baseman. He's got a lot of pink out there, Mitch.
Lots. Elbow.
Sporting it. I mean, hot
Elbow.
pink.
Batty. Oh, no, it's wristbands, the bat,
I mean,
the plus 10 sliding mitt.
I tell you.
I think that's some of the struggles when you start early, pumping a bunch of off speed in. It kind of gets tough to find that rhythm for your heater. You saw a miss, and obviously that was a strike, but
Haller's going, pops foul. That didn't sound good back there. That ball coming down there.
that was a throw from the stands. That was money. I don't know if you could see that or not, but somebody threw it from up top and then freaking landed right in his hands.
Said, I got this, baby. I got it. Let me
Yeah, it's
chuck
like
one
sign
to
that
you.
guy up.
Lined right at Garing. They strand one. We're going to the bottom of the second inning score. 1-0 Warriors.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
Next Tuesday, folks, we will be right back here at CarSheild Field for the G.A.C. Central Classic. Got some good matchups for you. Want to encourage you to come on out to the ballpark. We got a good crowd out here for the 7 o'clock game. But if you can't make it, please tune in, Youth Baseball Midwest, right here on YouTube. We'll have all the action for you. Calling it, my crack team here. I got to give a shout out to Lauren, Drew, Evan. Been giving you all the pictures, the stats, keeping you up to date on what's going on here at the G.A.C. North Classic. Mitch, we got some ball games still going on. What's going on out there?
I'm going to assume they're still going on. It shows that the Liberty Varsity Blue Jays are up 2-1 on Liberty North.
Yep.
It's a final. It's official. Fort Zumwalt East beat the Washington Varsity Blue Jays, another Blue Jays team. That was a good game, 2-1. So obviously, whatever happened yesterday, Washington was able to compete a little bit better today, and obviously keep that score close. That would have been a fun one.
Much better ball game.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Daniel up with it. Throws over for out number 1.
Fort Zumwalt West took care of business with Liberty. They beat them 7-2.
So what about let's talk about, you said the Liberty North game. That was an interesting one. So Liberty beat Liberty North. Is that
they're
correct?
up right now. So it says bottom of the 5th. The Liberty Blue Jays are up 2-1 on Liberty North.
Okay, we'll have to come back to that because that was a 5 o'clock start, but I can't see it still just being in the 5th inning.
Yeah, you know how sometimes these things don't update well.
Right.
For anybody that's out there wanting to know 11U score, Clutch Creekmeyer is up 8-6 on the Rawlings Tigers primo.
Oh yeah, we're getting into the we cover all the bases. Hey, how about this? I gotta give a shout out to here, Mitch. You know, and we did this from earlier today. Head coach Logan Hughes from Nixa got his 100th win yesterday.
Let's go.
4 years. That's 25 wins this season. That's getting it done.
Yeah. That's
100
awesome.
wins already in 4 seasons.
Well,
he's in his 4th season, and he's got his 100th win. That's what it says. On his 100th win in his 4th season at Nixa. That's putting together some wins, bro.
Yeah, that's like averaging 30 wins a year, which, I mean,
Wow.
what were they last year, 30-4?
They were up there. Another strikeout here for Kelch. Disselhorst goes down. Out number 2. I'll tell you. Man, Oshevitz. That's getting it done.
Coach Perkins better watch his numbers.
There's a strike. Our must-see games, Mitch, were – what about Lee Summit and Smithville? Do we have a final on that?
Yep, I had that earlier. Smithville was actually up pretty big in that game. Let me see if I can actually find that one.
It's foul.
All of this changes once the games are over.
Yeah, you kind of got to go to the bottom and find the team.
Yeah. Let me see.
It's
here.
in alphabetical order.
That's what's good, except for the year. I'm looking at
Yeah,
maybe
I
the
know.
wrong year.
Yeah. I think we're in the spring of 2025 there.
Smithville varsity, they're also a warrior for what that's worth.
Yes, they are.
They beat Lee Summit 8-5.
Did they really? That's a big win. And that ball is hit back up the middle. And from his knees, oh, what an effort by Bryce Daniel just to get that and make that a close play. Wow. Nick Bueller beats it out for the infield single. But my goodness. What about, we had Duchesne playing Vianney today.
Vianney took care of business.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was like, last time I looked, it was like 10-something, nothing.
Well, okay. All right.
Which Vianney is 16-0 on the season.
Dude,
12-0 was the final.
wow. How about Springfield Catholic visiting Ozark? That's some must-see games, and I that one's interesting. I mean, Ozark is really playing some good baseball right now.
That game does not show any information.
Oh, well,
today.
there you go. We'll have to come back to that some other time. Those were our must-see games, and I think they were all good games. The Vianney Duchesne one got away, but you know, you let 8-5 Lee Summit. That's still a Liberty and Liberty North, good game. Pacific at Union, Fatima and Southern Boone, all good games.
Yeah, the Moberly had beaten Fulton 4-3.
Oh, they walked it off last night. Ashton Hunt.
Oh, that was last night's game.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Ashton Hunt walked it off. I mean, that's 2 big wins in a row for against Chillicothe and then Fulton for Moberly. Oh, Adam Kalk turning on one.
We usually talk to him after the game for his pitching stats.
Right? He just turned around and said, I'm going to see if I can hit one out. Got to match my dude.
Speaking of Chillicothe, they beat Cameron 4-2 today.
Very good. That makes them 12-2.
Yeah. That's why I looked at it to see where they were at.
Yep. Adam Colt, heck of a pitcher, gets it done for this team. If they get any offensive support, they've got the pitching to really make a good run in Class 4. And a ground ball through the hole for Adam Colt with 2 outs. We have back-to-back singles. Caden Eilert's at the plate now. Second baseman. West threatening again against Kelch.
I don't know if you could hear that fan. She said, come to a game, got to get concessions. I was like, yeah, me too.
Ball 1 to Eilert's. That's a time call. Everybody's standing around getting frozen.
Mm-hmm. So one thing about spring baseball is once that sun goes down, it can get chilly.
It can get chilly, yeah. It'll cool off. You bet. Popped up on the infield. Second baseman under it ran a long way. That ball just kind of blew back.
Yeah, you're feeling it coming
right?
From now left to right, and that ball just pushed all the way back to the first baseman.
Ends the threat. Strands 2. We're going to the top of the third inning. Score 1-0. St. Charles West. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. Folks, tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon we'll be back at it. St. Louis Suburban Game of the Week. Oakville will be hosting Parkway Central. The Colts coming to town. Looking forward to that. Got some good arms over there we should see tomorrow afternoon down in South County.
I'm going to miss you. I will not be there.
That's all right.
Got some work to do.
That's all right.
But I thought I'd entertain you with a fun fact about Mr. Anderson on the bump.
Well, please regale us.
I'm not sure what that means, so I'm going to go on a limb and just let he likes to duck hunt.
Oh. You want to see my shocked face? That you would, that would be the...
That I would know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not shocked. Brody Anderson, Matt Lebeck, Nolan Spaeth, and back to the top of the order with Max Kelch here in the top of the third inning.
That's my fun fact for the day.
Fun facts for the day.
Just my fun fact.
Oh, it's
I don't know if
Mitchie
anybody,
the Kid fun fact.
If you don't
All
like
right.
the hunt, that's probably not fun for you.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Is that correct? Of course it is, maybe. No, it was 1 and 2. Sorry. I missed the first one. I transposed it. He's out. That's all right, though. I like that. Don't assume. Go ahead and do it. But he's out on strikes for out number 1, Nolan Spaeth. Just made the catch to end the threat from last inning, so see if he gets something going here, Mitch. Look at there, and Matt Box hangs up a little bit too much for Matt.
There's one thing that I've learned, and this is from kind of watching Jim Edmonds play baseball, which, you know, I guess in the 2000s was kind of one of your premier center fielders. And he talked about the percentage of plays that are in front of you versus over your head. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you could see Box playing shallow out there, was able to just read that with kind of relative ease.
Yes.
But I'm a firm believer that until you get beat, there's no reason to scoot back. There's so much baseball that from as an outfield.
Volkel back, makes the catch. 1-2-3 for Brody Anderson. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. Score 1-0 Warriors. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. Appreciate Legacy Performance Academy. Maximize your performance. You know, Mitch, we just saw a big fly from a young man that I think is going to do some damage at the next level. Our player spotlight presented by Youth Baseball Midwest. Brennan Garing. Been watching this young man since he was a freshman, and he's been doing this same thing.
I tell you what, for me, it has nothing to even do with the athletic ability on the field. He is a great young man, human to begin with, and I think he is going to impact people down the road, whether that's in the management, playing career, or you can see him one day being a coach, because I think he's got a big IQ. So,
yes,
I'm a big fan of BG.
He is a tremendous young man. I agree. 394 on the season, 524, 545, 9 runs scored, a couple of doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs, and he gets it done on the mound. He does whatever this team needs to put him in a position to be competitive, to win ball games.
Yeah, and I've been kind of, for me, I've been here for 3 years, so as a sophomore for me, and he's done that every single year. Just tell me what you need from me, and I'll do it. Pitched to Jim yesterday, and he's out playing shortstop today. You don't see that much often anymore. He threw 100 pitches yesterday. His arm's trash, whatever. He obviously takes care of his body to be able to put himself in a position to play shortstop today.
And that misses low. Our player spotlight. Brennan Garing. Tremendous young man. Hey, go and watch the player spotlight we did. It was great with these guys. St. Charles West player spotlight. We had Brennan Garing, Matt Box, Adam Kalk, and Brady Kilker.
Yep.
That was so much fun. These guys are just fun to talk to. They're just nice young men. They're articulate too.
I mean,
right off their age. Yeah,
right off the bat too. The fun that show started, because I wasn't there for that, so I had to watch it. And I actually just watched that maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they're
good
fun,
interview.
man.
Yeah,
They're a
good
fun
interview.
group. You understand why Coach Allen enjoys coaching these kids too.
Yeah, and what's always interesting about high school and college athletics, you have 4 years.
Yep.
And it's done, and so it's very difficult because you build those relationships and then they're done. But obviously, if you build that culture, they'll always be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I feel like that those are the kind of characters that you'll see in BG and Kilker and Adam. They're going to want to root for, their program.
Absolutely.
I don't remember the change, but Brennan decommitted and recommitted it, correct?
I am not sure exactly where he is, if he's committed yet. He's been talking to a few schools. He said that on the broadcast, but I haven't seen anything just yet.
So he hasn't made his decisions, but he did decommit from Mizzou, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's go to the old social media.
Hey, Mitch.
Yeah.
Did Farmington end up winning that game against Hillsboro?
Oh man, I just saw that.
Volkel at the plate, battling. Pops it up, shallow center field. Everybody converging. And the center fielder, number 2, Lucas Hankey, takes care of the out.
Oh, Farmington ended up opening that game up and beat Hillsboro 8-1.
8-1.
Yeah,
that's a good win.
Yeah, that was a close ball game for most of that game.
And because we have Hillsboro ranked in the 14th spot. Now, I had a lot of I thought a lot of Farmington as the season started. I still do. It'll be interesting to see. They struggled at the beginning. Looks like maybe they're finding themselves a little bit here, Mitch. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think that puts them Farmington at 8-2.
9-2.
9-2. Okay.
And I'm not sure of his first name, but I'm going Tensley. So you may know the first name. I'm not sure.
No.
Hit a dinger today. He also hit a double. McDowell and Sutherland both had doubles. McDowell had 2.
That was funny. Brennan just said, "Here you go. Here's the baseball. I got it. I'll throw it back to you."
Redmond had 97 pitches, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 6 Ks, no walks.
Oh, that ball was hammered. And he is on his way into second base with a stand-up double. Man, that may have been hit harder than the home run, Mitch. Goodness.
You don't pitch to him the rest of the day. Chalk that one up.
So a home run, a double. He's a single and a triple away from a cycle.
We're already going there?
Heck yeah, why not? Let's have some fun.
Well,
It's baseball.
Let's get 3 of the 4.
You can go halfway. I mean, especially when you got a home run and a double. The hardest one is the triple.
Yeah,
of course.
But he probably won't see another pitch.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't send him.
He's seeing this kid. He's seeing
Here's
him well.
Kilker, who is very dangerous. Oh,
Pull the string.
Kilker wanted to deposit that over there in the.
Over the CarSheild sign.
Yeah. A little anxious. Two outs. It's outside. It's amazing how much we've seen the damage done with 2 outs. I think it just goes to show you how difficult it is to pitch, get that third out, and really just be consistent. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's always been the hardest, right? You know, you think about as an offense, and you're in that last inning, it's like the hardest thing to do is get the last 3 outs of a game. And it's even more evident now. You're starting to see it. I just think it goes back to starting to build philosophies and actually developing hitters now versus just swingers.
Yes, I agree. It's outside. And you know, because you see that at the major league level, we're so used to, we watch Major League Baseball, you see a guy go, first 3 innings, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, it ain't that easy.
No.
It's just not. But they make it look that easy. That's a good pitch. Gets Kilker. And that ends the threat. They strand the double by Garing, and we're going to the top of the 4th inning. Score 1-0 Warriors.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
Oh, boy. Mitch can't say stuff like that when I have water in my mouth. Almost came out my nose.
It looks like we got East is over here watching some games. I think probably over here, we talked about it before the show with Coach Sugar.
Yeah.
You know, just
yes.
kind of mentoring and stuff like that. And you see both coaches over here supporting Coach Sugar. I for whatever it's worth, folks, that's got to be one of the coolest things. And I think
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Love to see Coach Hill here.
as somebody that's been in this game for a while and have had coaches to impact lives, I think that is an absolute amazing gesture by Coach Hill. I'm not sure who the other coach is. I'm assuming
Coach Lautzenheiser.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Instead of saying Lautzenheiser, everybody just says Loutsey.
Loutsey.
Yeah. That is awesome. That's awesome. And it was strike one to the leadoff batter here, Bryce Daniel. It's a 1-1.
Yeah, Bryce is another kid that I think he originally was in the Liberty School District,
Yes.
and then
I think it may have been Francis Howell, one of those two.
it might have been Francis
Yeah, I
Howell.
think it was.
And then obviously they moved into that district, I think as a sophomore for him.
And Daniel is down on strikes for the second time.
I think
For out number one.
I think if I am Orchard Farm here, I'm probably going to change my approach against Brody.
He's kind of carving him up.
Well, it's the off speed, and he's
is.
being able to throw that pitch for strikes obviously matters, but
He's got 6 Ks already
Yeah.
in this ball game.
and I think you don't even look for the heater no more. I feel like the heater is now a show
sit
pitch.
on the off speed.
If you're left-handed, for sure.
Titus Fisher at the plate. He's quickly down 1 ball, 2 strikes. He struck out his first time at bat. Titus been swinging the bat pretty well this year, Mitch.
Yeah, especially as of late. I think going into
He's got 11 ribbies on the season.
I think in conference play he said he was 7 for 10. I talked to him last night actually a little bit.
That's a 3-2 count now to Fisher.
I was trying to get an early scouting report. He didn't give away no information. It's a good take.
That's a good at bat right there because he got down 1-2 and battled back. He earned that walk.
Yeah, see, this is what I was hoping for. You know, I told I had to keep stuff kind of even keeled. I was hoping 1 for the pitcher, 1 for the hitter, and then he gets relieved. Then I don't have to go for a third one because I have to play favorites.
Mercy. Blake Dittmeyer at the plate, grounded out to the second baseman, his first at bat, and hammers
Beast.
one in the gap, but Volkel right there to catch that baseball.
Speed plays, man. That's the one
I'm
thing that
telling
never
you.
slumps, right?
No,
That's what they
you're
say.
right.
Never
Speed-
slumps.
It never.
Unless you break an ankle.
So Dittmeyer, that's why baseball's hard.
Yeah, you hit a
You've got
baseball.
to deal with that mentally. I just crushed that ball. I just barreled it. Runner
Oh, he's
goes.
host.
Throw down is in time. Bueller cuts down Titus Fisher trying to steal the bag to end the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score 1-0 St. Charles West. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. Folks, right back here, week from today, G.A.C. South Classic. Looking forward to another stellar. I'm looking forward to. We've talked about it. We got some good ones there. I think the Francis Howell North is turning into a dandy. I believe we have Fort Zumwalt West taking on Troy. And then we've got, I think, Liberty taking on Fort Zumwalt West, I think is what it is. Or am I wrong? I think I'm wrong.
You're wrong because West can't play Troy Buchanan and Liberty. So
That's right. That's right. So
is
who
it
am I
North
missing?
Point?
North Point. That's right. Boom. Forgot North Point.
Yeah, they
They're in the
moved up
South
this
now.
year.
That's right. So North Point is, I think, playing. Yeah, I think North Point and Liberty, and it's Troy and Fort Zumwalt West. Yes. That's our nightcap.
Yeah.
And I think Troy's playing better baseball right now too.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to run into some buzzsaws. Troy actually played Fort Zumwalt West today.
And they got beat up a little bit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's got to
So
be
that's not
Fort
gonna
Zumwalt
be it.
West and Liberty or
House Liberty and House
who-
Central.
oh, they played Liberty today. Sorry, West did play Liberty
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
My fault.
So it is Troy. That's what I thought it was. Nice play by Matt LeBeck. Out number one for
You don't always have to leave your feet, folks. Keep those hands and shoulders.
that is
Okay.
3 unassisted if you're scoring at home.
What?
And that brings up Anson Disselhorst.
Well, just trying to, keep your hands safe.
Go ahead and hit the bowl, Newt.
Yeah, did you hear him? Oh my! He let that go. Goes, oh my! How about the skip though? This is the thing. Everybody thinks turf plays like this certain speed, like these perfect hops. When there's a baseball hit right at you, that thing almost takes the opposite spin
Right.
and creates like these little change-ups. I am not a huge fan of the turf. I like playing because you have games almost every day.
Yeah, it works because of the weather patterns in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, 100%. I wanted to, after this pitch, I wanted to talk about that caught stealing. Oh,
And that's to the backstop.
the one thing I love about the game of baseball is the mind games that can be played in this game, like how, deceiving runners, keeping them close. You have a lefty on the mound. Does he slide step? Does he quick pitch? Does he, leg lift? And I think that's what.
And a ground ball at the second baseman. Throw over for out number 2.
And I think that's what was able to get Titus there caught stealing was he went to that slide step instead of that leg lift, and it kind of froze him. And one of the things that we try to teach our athletes, it's okay that if you don't think you have it, just shut it down. You have to make sure you get back to the bag,
Right.
but just shut it down if you felt like you just didn't have it there, even if you gave your hand away. At least you live to play another rep.
Mueller at the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. On deck is Adam Kolk. Here's that ever elusive third out, Mitch.
He's been a little inconsistent here this inning. I'm not sure if there's a massive effort from the catch in that couple of them pitchers, but
Right?
a little better. How do you feel about the one knee? Don't care?
I don't know. It has, I get the why, but I think it's like everything. That ball's lifted into shallow right field. Catch made, out made, ends the inning. We're going to the top of the 5th inning, score 1-0 St. Charles, and I will answer that question on the way back.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth. with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
Well, I'll tell you, Mitch, this is what I think. What were we talking about?
I knew that was coming. I knew I should have made a cheat sheet.
No, I think like it with everything. You know, it becomes like, oh, that's if you don't do it like that, you know. That's the only thing I don't like about stuff like that is it becomes the nature of how you do everything. You know, every catcher's got to do it now. Well, if you're not good at it, if you're not athletic, if you can't block baseballs, if you can't knock a baseball down, I've seen kids that, you know, it's just a parade to the backstop because in that space they're not athletic enough.
So you're saying there's more than one way to skin a cat?
I think so. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I like a catcher that could be able to do both. And I literally just said this to a kid the other day who likes to get on one knee and catch for me, and he has trouble catching on one knee. And I said, listen, buddy, I'm gonna force you into your stance. And listen, it might not go any better, but at the end of the day, if you want to use that as a reward to save your legs or something,
go right ahead.
It's in your name. You know what I mean? It's a catcher. You got to catch the baseball. You have to. You have to anywhere, but I turned around and he threw 2 pitches. Staring at you, next thing I look back and it's already down, evened up the count.
He works quick. Fouled back out of play.
We have been, I think, lucky enough to watch some guys that just flat get the ball, let's go. I don't want to think about it. I like that brand of baseball.
I do too. I love it. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to take right there. Called out on strikes, looking. Out number 1, we got Blake Hallra, the catcher. Our player spotlight here, Blake Hallra. This is a sophomore, Mitch. This young man, he's kind of struggling to start the season here. And kind of that sophomore slump. He had a big freshman year, right? And, you know, sometimes I think maybe expectations, his name's on the board over there at the Rawlings facilities, you know, a lot of stuff. And as we do that, bangs one up the middle. The throw is not going to be in time. Huh? Is it Blake's birthday today as well?
It's his birthday.
Look at that. We got birthday. Happy birthday, Blake Hallra. And, you know, sometimes it can be tough to, you know, meet those young kid. How do you deal with that challenge, right?
Yeah, for me, it was actually my junior year where I had my opportunity to kind of step in and, you know, become the leader of the team because we had graduated some of that senior leadership when I was a sophomore. So I actually had a really rough junior year. So I think when you get those expectations, you know, they can be tough. You'd like to say, I'd like to think that I could handle them. You know what I mean? But when you're the man, maybe you're not ready for it. You know, and so it just as a sophomore, it's like, well, how do you do that? You just have to have fun.
And that ball is going to get in the seats because Hallra's got all the tools.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, listen, he's a sophomore. Even if he was struggling and he was a senior, he'll figure it out. He'll get there. You know, this is why maybe he's hitting lower in the lineup now versus where he was hitting.
Yep.
Probably to start the season. And, you know, where you want him to be hot anyways is come district time. So, you know, so what if it's a couple weeks a year? That should happen.
That was a nasty pitch.
That should happen to hitters, right? At the end of the day, like, those are real. You know, you can't go through a season every single week going, you know, 5,
right,
6, 7, 8 hits a week.
I think it builds a little character, right? brings you to a little bit of reality of how hard the game is and things like that. And what you and I think the adversity, dealing with that, how do you mentally overcome those things? It's all that process, especially with a young player like this who has all the talent, but yet sometimes, if all you've seen is success, sometimes you don't know how to deal with the failure.
100%. And the 7-hopper up the middle, he beats it out, or whatever you want to call that play, might be all he needs.
Right.
And next thing you know, he's going to be parking baseballs like Brennan did.
Exactly. Our player spotlight, presented by Youth Baseball Midwest, the most comprehensive youth baseball talk in the Midwest. Check out the podcast. Go look at some podcasts. The Hitting Zone. Mitch has had some great guests on his podcast. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Go check out the Hitting Zone. The playlist is on the channel. Mitch does a great job. Conversation, talking about hitting, pitching, all of those things. Make sure you go check out the Hitting Zone podcast here on Youth Base. Go after the game, right?
Of course, go after the game. But in this break right now, you can go check out the playlist, save them, and then after you're done saving them, you got to make sure you hit the dinger or the bell, subscribe, do the whole 9 yards, and you can go see some of my conversations with Shane Eames, which are always gold. Mike Brayman, which is a big one.
How you doing, sir?
Mark Baden, how you doing, buddy?
Very well.
And then our guy from Texas and Josh Cathcart.
We're going to the bottom of the fifth inning score, 1-0 West. At Missouri American Legion Baseball. Are we back? I thought you said we were back. Okay. I'm sorry. I started, everybody goes, ah! Centennial Games. Missouri American Legion Baseball celebrating 100 years of baseball. The oldest club baseball in the country. They were club baseball before club baseball was club baseball.
No, that was real. It was your high school teams. It was the guys you played high school with, plus a few of the schools maybe around. You guys would get together after beating each other up in the spring. You'd get together in the summer, and literally you'd have 4 or 5 guys from every high school going out and competing with a 25-man roster. You used to practice 5 days a week, or practice or play 5-6 days a week. You had 1 day off. It was baseball. I mean, it was more than what we have now, and this is what frustrates me about club baseball today, because we practice once a week, think dreams are going to be made. But back then it was a gem, and I do, as you say, 100 years, I get emotional because I'm part of that 100 years, and it was big for us. The competition. I mean, we have big leaguers, we have Hall of Famers that play Legion baseball, and everybody, all the young parents think club baseball was it, and really it's nothing like Legion baseball, because some of these kids wouldn't even sniff those rosters.
I know, man. I know it.
That's how good Legion baseball was.
It was really good. It was really good. You had to make the team.
I should say still is, because
Still
you
is.
do have some Legion
We
baseball.
do. And there's some
that's good.
really good Legion baseball out there, and we're going to celebrate it. So make sure you join us if you like. If you still want to support, there's great programs out there. There's looking Kirkwood 156. I know they're coming back. There's a lot of one. Troy just started back over here.
Mm-hmm.
Winsville's back. St. Charles Post 312. We did one of our winter workout tours with St. Peter's Post 313. Rick Reno, shout out to those guys. They've been doing it a long time. That program is doing very well. They got 3 teams. They were all above 500 last year. And they've got good talent. It's it's club baseball. It's just different club baseball. And under it is the second baseman to make the catch to retire Adam Culp for the first out of the inning. And I think that's where we get, everybody goes, oh, the difference. No. Hey, one of the things that Legion does is they try to keep as much of the cost down, and maybe not, but you got to have the opportunity to be in the facilities. They're working hard. They're doing the practicing just the same. So we're going to be and a one hop.
Nice.
Daniel up with a strong throw and can't get him. Eilert's on his way to second base, and the throw is out. That was a heck of a nice play. The tag right, he caught the ball right on him, and he is gone, cut down.
You couldn't ask for a better throw. It had to be perfect. It was perfect.
Wow.
I thought he was in there. I think Coach Nuru thought he was in there. But, at the end of the day, the only thing you can do is really clap your hands. You're not going to go out there and change the dynamics of a game. It's 1-0.
Exactly.
Pick and choose your battles with, arguing with umpires. But this Legion stuff, man, I absolutely love talking about it because I think when I'm a club owner, correct?
Yes.
I've got New Era Baseball. We do our thing. We provide services for folks.
Facility owner.
Yep, facility owner. We have all those things. What I like what Legion is trying to do right now is give high school kids more opportunities to play baseball.
Absolutely.
But you're starting to see some elite level kids go do it because of cost.
Yeah.
Or you're seeing kids that may not want to play college baseball but still want to play baseball in the summer going over there because they've made that they've made that decision as a junior, and so you're starting to see him go over there. So I really like the fact that Legion's trying to take advantage of that. And you're correct. You're a part of a membership. I think Legion's a little bit bigger than club baseball, and because usually the community rallies around Legion baseball, and I think it's more of a membership than it is a club baseball. Because I feel like you're part of something.
I just say, people throw this term around, oh, that's club baseball, this America. It's all, a club is just an organization of players, young man.
Yeah, you still got a pitch, buddy.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
He's been swinging it lately, and that's probably where his frustrations comes from. But he's still in this game pitching a ding gym.
Absolutely.
You got to let it go.
Let that go and get back out on the mound and do your gig, Betty.
He'll learn from that.
Yep. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about this after the break. We're going to the top of the sixth inning, score 1-0 St. Charles West. American Legion Baseball, Mitch, you were talking?
I just love it, buddy. And I wanted to end in saying one of the coolest things about Legion Baseball is the fundraising opportunities.
Yeah.
Getting together, and we would work fish fries.
There you go.
To pay for our seasons. I used to pay $150 to play about 35, 40 games because we would sell pizzas. We would do our fish fries. And we couldn't handle beer sales, but we would have the adult beverages that were flowing, and again, just the atmosphere. The park was full of kids playing on the playground, kids playing baseball, kids shooting hoops, kids swimming. I will tell you that Post 338 put on a great show for us.
Ground ball to third base and up with it, Disselhorst. Nice strong throw, out number 1. And, just to piggyback off that, we'll be headed over to the old Thoman booth, right? ABC Ballparks, what he's talking about. He said best concessions around. We're going to be there August 2nd. We've got the 4th Home Run Derby coming up.
I didn't know it was announced. Was it just announced?
It's not announced. I'm getting a little premature. Oh, nice play, Brody Anderson. Way to hustle. It's preliminary. We're working it, but that's a tentative date.
Tentative date?
Yeah.
I'm in. I always have a good time when I go
I know
in there.
Billy's like, what are you talking about? But no, we've talked, and everybody seemed to be good with it. We're waiting on a couple more, but we are going to do that. It'll be in August, and we're going back out to ABC.
Well, I will spend money at the concession stands. There's some things I miss that they don't have anymore. They used to make these like school lunch pizzas, these little square pizzas or whatever them things were, and I don't like sausage pizza, but they had dang best. I think it's because it's such an old kitchen.
Garing up with it. Man, that's a clean inning, Mitch.
Bunch of strikes yesterday, bunch of strikes today. Literally threw another one from shortstop. This is a fun game.
This is a baseball game, baby.
Yeah, he's pitching a whale of a baseball game right now.
1, 2, 3, go. The Eagles in the top of the 6th inning. We're going to the bottom. 1-0. Warriors. Mitch, we're getting close to that time. We're talking POGs.
I ain't doing it just yet, sir.
All right.
I mean, I have what's in my mind. I don't want to say nothing because I feel like there's certain things you just don't talk about, and I don't want to talk about them because I feel like there's going to have to be at least a co-player on one side, and I think hands down for Orchard Farm right now, it's got to be the guy that is throwing the baseball the most on the field.
Yeah, Kelch he's been really good. He's, the solo home run, and that's it.
That's it. That's the only damage on the day.
And here's the thing. He's got to run this gauntlet again with Volkel, Garing, and Kilker.
Yeah. And you go back, I still think about that play early on that the first baseman made, beating Volkel to the bag and getting him out there at first base when the pitcher didn't cover. If things, assume, right? But, you're down 2-0 instead of 1-0 if he gets on there. So
probably a little question about the warm-ups and making sure everybody's safe and secure.
Usually got to protect him when you're in the field of play.
Is that Kalk warming up? I think it is. Adam Kalk in the bullpen warming up. That's why he's DHing. He just slides right into that spot. Oh,
like it.
Good effort.
I think stuff like that's very underrated moves. Like people look at that and they don't look at a roster. People get frustrated and they might look at that and go, "Oh, my son's DHing today. He's not good enough to whatever." No, how do you know what the role that the coaches talk with that player for the day? And
that ball is hit high into left field under, making the catch for out number 1.
And just I think small things like that, just as a coach, that's where you can make your money, impact the game. But that's the side that we like the most, I think, in my opinion, is we can't play anymore.
Right.
And so, but you can impact games. And so, you try to plan, and obviously sometimes that doesn't come.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Daniel up with it.
Oh,
that is a heck of a play by Matt Lebeck, or Lambeck over there.
I actually thought that was going to squirt through there.
Wow. And, right, speaking of American Legion, St. Charles, post 312 right there.
What does St. Charles Legion, where do they pull from?
St. Charles High, St. West. And I think they may even Orchard Farm as well.
Duchesne as well, because that's right, kind of right in the middle.
Private schools it's always interesting. I never quite understood those. So the public high schools are pretty easy.
Well,
but I think Duchesne, yes. But where do you live?
That's what I was going back to that, because we had a player that played for DeSmet, obviously not near Thurman Booth, but because he was in the Florissant McClure School District, he was able to actually play with us. So I think it's where you live, not necessarily
Especially
the school in the district.
School kids,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not sure why I was thinking that. We don't need that now. It's a good game being played.
Heck of a baseball game right here. He's in the box.
I don't think there's a rule that says he has to have every part of his body in the box.
No, he's fine. And I'm not, like you said, I'm not quite sure.
Well, here's the thing. When you move that much, as a hitter, you get a feel for that. And I mean, where do you think he's going to go if he's set up that far outside?
Right.
Unless you want to throw a baseball across his, body and on his arm side, but you're going to drill the umpire if that's the case. You're almost giving the hitter a little bit of an advantage.
Right. Kilker at the plate here. Oh, that is a heck of a changeup. Swung right over the top. And Kilker goes down again on strikes. That's his third strikeout of the game. And that takes us to the top of the seventh inning. 1-0 St. Charles West. Go right ahead.
I want to talk about execution.
Go ahead.
We heard some things back and forth there about the catcher being out of the box. It didn't matter there. No. If a pitcher, this is what I love about this sport, you could literally tell the person what is coming. If you execute your pitch, that hitter's got to execute his swing. And that's what I love this game so much for just that reason, is it doesn't matter. Just go execute. Tell everybody what's coming. Yeah, and we do this in the off season. We'll tell, like, when we're getting ready for high school baseball and we're prepping our high school pitchers, we actually will have a day where we tell them every pitch you have to tell the hitter what's coming. Go hit the baseball and go execute your pitch, because if you execute your spots, you're not going to hit the baseball.
Wow.
It's just hard to hit.
Yeah, I gotcha. So St. Charles West right now. I mean, here's Titus Fisher at the plate.
I don't like this, buddy. There's all kinds of emotions going on right now. Like, I want Titus to do well, but Brody's throwing a gem. I can't.
That's 1-1. That's the tough thing about this in that respect, isn't it?
Well, yeah, is you build a ton of relationships with these people. You spend hours, weeks. In my case with Titus, it's been a couple years.
Curveball. You could have just tagged him too, bro.
Screw it. If you know what, I think I like that more than him actually trying to stop the tag him, because he is going away from him, so he has to stop. Kind of,
and
you're on turf.
Whack your arm, you might lose the baseball.
I'm thinking lower extremities, more of an issue, but
you don't see the one unassisted very often.
You do not.
That's what Justin would say.
Well, that wind's blowing right now. Look at all the.
I'm thinking we've got Mr. Anderson is definitely a candidate for the POG. I love to bring Mr. Garing because, I mean, those two balls, the home run, it's the only run of the game.
That's why I'm not saying nothing.
It's Co.
Oh, that's hot.
And then Max Kelch on the other end, it's only the dinger. I think we're in pretty good shape there. That's what I'm looking at. Unless something really drastically changes here.
We've seen this in the last half innings before, so.
Blake Didmeyer at the plate. Anderson climbs the ladder.
I'm going to go ahead
Wow.
and say I don't think it's going to happen because this young man is doing his thing.
He is on fire.
So,
I mean, that's a great. He's off and then climb the ladder. He can't catch up.
No,
the fastball is just.
I think he's showing the G.A.Cs what he's got.
Curveball up. Left that one too much over the plate. 2 out single. There's the tying run. It's on first.
Yeah, and you got their this is how funny the game can be at times. You got a young man that's been struggling in Blake Howrah, who's coming up here, right? And he has been struggling, moved down in the lineup. Here's one of your bigger bats. It typically hits in that 2, 3, 4 spot.
Yep.
Or at least 3, 4. Now he's in the back half of that lineup, and here you go.
It's a big spot here.
Big time.
Ball 1 to Hallra, who has walked and has a single. He's 1 for 1.
In a size 15 shoe. Oh, that's
foul ball.
I think I might have let that bounce as a catcher. It had that spin that looked like it might have been going back towards the field of play, and if he didn't take off running, I could risk that.
My goodness, that's a big kid for 15.
He's a heck of a kid too, though. You talk about Garing as one of those guys. He is a good young person. At least in my interactions with him.
Yeah. Frozen, Mitch.
I don't know how you don't pull the trigger.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Wow. Outside. That's a good call. Good call. I know Bueller wanted that.
I think he needed to hang in there a little bit longer if he wants that call, because that's he might have come up a little too soon. Runner's moving here. This should be interesting.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Curveball is ball 4.
Love it.
Outside.
I actually love the sequence and pitch call there.
Ty Thorpe, number 13. And honestly, Mitch, if I'm Anderson, I'm not going to give Hallra much. You got Thorpe behind you. And looking at stats and whatnot, it's not that Thorpe, he's not hitting as well.
Well,
we'll just say that. I mean, that's what. So you're looking at pitch around the guy that could tie or put you ahead by hitting it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, you don't have to give in, and that's why I like the last 2 pitches, from Brody there.
That's quickly 0-2 to Ty Thorpe.
Throw anything you want here, bud.
Anderson. Up and out.
Yeah, this is where I love the adrenaline because, he's still a young kid. It's like 0-2, complete game. Like, here you go, and you can just get that little extra juice.
Swing and a miss.
What a gem.
The complete game shutout.
What a gem.
For Brody Anderson, the solo home run is all he needed from his shortstop, Brennan Garing.
Oh, look at the love from PNC.
Wow.
You see that? Sorry, I didn't
mean
to interrupt you there.
What a baseball game. That's okay.
you just love to see the pitcher-catcher relationship, and your catcher just went up to, give some love to your pitcher. That's freaking nails. Love that.
Max Kelch on the other side, folks, only gave up the home run. We got our player of the game from Orchard Farm, and we've got Brennan Garing and Brody Anderson.
I'm giving it to Brody more than I am giving it to Garing, but you have to give it to both.
I'm hip with that.
If we had to pick a better POG.
So we're going to get those.
And Garing's got them. So
folks, thanks for tuning in today. We do appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast all day long from here at CarSheild Field. And for all my crew, for Drew, for Lauren, for Evan, for my sidekick, Mitchie the Kid.
Mitchie the Kid, baby. 100 years of Legion.
Everybody, all you pitchers,
pitch it. I don't know. I don't
do
even
what
know.
he did.
That was I don't know what he did. That was amazing. That was
And
a gem.
hitters,
definitely hit it where Brennan did. Surf Pro.
folks, we'll see you all tomorrow for the St. Louis Suburban Game of the Week. Good night.